Woo! Didn't even mean to start that, but hey, I'm gonna take it as a sign. Mic on, mic on, lights on, lights off. I don't know that song, believe me not, but. Hi, hey, and hello. My name is Truth. I am an artist, tarot reader, woo-woo lady, and woo baby, and I would love to give you a very personal welcome or welcome back to this here YouTube channel, Temperance Apothecary. This is the YouTube wing, if you will, of my pre-existing business, Temperance Apothecary, where we will be having a new drop of candles and body butters come July 2026. So make sure you follow us on Instagram and stay tuned here. Just watch this space closely. Now this reading snuck up on me, and by that I mean I sat down at my tarot desk and really just was here to eat. I like eating here versus on the couch. I don't know why. And I just got the urge to shuffle my cards. Mind you, I did our daily energetic forecast already. I pre-recorded and uploaded our weekly reading. And so I think Spirit just wanted to, channel through me a little bit. Maybe that's it. I was gonna start a pick-a-pile, and I may still do that, but let's just get started by what messages Spirit wants to share right now. Ooh, and then the title that picked up, we'll see. We'll see if I end up doing a pick-a-pile, but for right now, I just wanted to shuffle my cards, and so I decided to turn on the camera because you never know. You never know what messages are meant to come out. And it didn't feel like a personal message. Whenever I want to, or just a personal message, I should say, I want to shuffle, particularly the decks on my desk. It is a collective message. I keep my personal decks and the decks for the collective, and even the decks I do for readings, because I do personal readings as well for general life, love and romance, and career development, as well as custom creativity readings. I keep all of those decks separate. I use different decks for all of those things. So whenever I get the feeling it from this one, that's when I know this is for the collective. All right, so I'm doing my usual 6-card spread, a quick ting, and 2 cards came out face up already, 7 of Pentacles and then the Magician. And I'm getting the Magician as like the top of the spread, kind of top down, giving orders, right? So clearly we are in a space where we are making magic happen. We may be praying for some magic and some miracles to take place in our life, and we've been watching the clock. We're like, come on, Spirit, you know this bill is due, I need a new job, or I need a new apartment, or you are very much in a space of watching a pot boil. But you're the Magician, baby. You ain't gotta worry about it that hard. Now, that doesn't mean you don't need to apply your own tools, your own elements to whatever situation it is you are praying about, thinking about, preoccupied by. In fact, I'm hearing and feeling the 7 of Pentacles. So the Pentacles is earthly materials. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It is, which sidereally are fire signs. Don't shoot the messenger. But, well, can be, not all, right? The number 7 is a number of truth. It is a number of spirituality and alignment. So it's not lost on me that the 7 of Pentacles and the Magician are literally aligned. So little do you know, you're elevating from here to here. And this Magician energy here is filtering down into this 7 of Pentacles. And honestly, that's why you're watching these Pentacles like you are, because you're like, I know I got the touch. I know that I've been putting in this work, that I have taken what others have given to me in the 6 of Pentacles energy. And where's the flowers? Meanwhile, you got this whole big ass plant. Almost said pile 1. You already are operating from your magic by tending to these plants in your garden, in your greenhouse. Maybe you're a plant mama, gender inclusive. And little do you know, before you know it, you are going to be overcome with growth. And that's going to require you to be in your Magician energy. But you know how you call that in? You know how you receive that faster? By operating from that space, right? It's actually, I'm just seeing the parallels of these 2 cards. You see how they're like in a greenhouse and this is growing up from the ground, etc., etc. The Magician is literally surrounded by vegetation and flowers, and they have the rocks, and it seems as if they're out in nature, but it's almost giving me, the image of, I'm remembering during COVID, during COVID, child, still with us. I remember at the peak of quarantine, circa spring, summer 2020, when nature was literally healing because humans sat their asses down. You know, it was dolphins in the water in Venice, I believe. It was and I'm picturing like cabins, right? Or settlements. Hey. I'm thinking cabins, I'm thinking structures, that's the word. Structures that are built in the woods or built out in nature that get abandoned, but then the vegetation grows over them as if they were never there. It's like they get subsumed back into the earth. That's a very specific image, so maybe you're picking up what I'm putting down, but little do you know, as you start to work your magic, that is how the vegetation starts to grow and move and develop around you. Oh my gosh, there's a very specific movie or reference that I see in my mind's eye. It was like this big old Venus flytrap. Is it Poison Ivy? Is that a Batman movie? Someone may resonate with that. I'm just the messenger. I'm simply the vessel. I want to pull from the deck again. Hermit reversed. Yeah, man, you got to get out of your bag, but you also got to get out of your head. 9 of Cups on the bottom. Hello? You already have a wish fulfillment, or a wish is coming true, and that's what's making you so impatient. You're like, come on, I want it already. Have you ever, anecdote from my personal life as well as, you know, we're here, we're chatting. Do you remember being a kid? And I knew when I was a child that I was going to be not necessarily rewarded, but praised for my straight A's or for my awards or what have you. But what I knew, regardless, is that when I did well at a certain thing, or like when we had award ceremonies, my family and I always went out to ice cream after the fact. Always. My mom, my dad, my siblings, all of us. We always went to go get ice cream, or we just get ice cream and then take it home, right? And so it would make those days even more fun, but also make me a little antsy, because I went to, this is high school, but it was throughout my childhood. I went to a boarding school, and first of all, if my parents were coming up, that means it was something big. That means it was something important. But secondly, I knew we were going to get ice cream. I knew I was going to leave campus with them, and I was either going to go home with them, or we were going to get ice cream, and then they were going to drop me back off. It was just going to be a special time, an unusual time, right? And that would make me want to get through the day so freaking fast. Like I'd be in class like, come on girl, turn in your work, like let's get it going, because I was so ready for that happy time, that joyous time with my family, and to feel damn proud of myself. Like it wasn't just us going to get ice cream, it would be my mom telling the person fixing our ice cream, we're getting ice cream because Jerusalem did da 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 da, or we're celebrating our daughters da 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 da. Like it was an event. And so that is the kind of energy I'm getting. And I haven't even flipped over any more of these cards. We only have 3, and the Hermit reversed isn't even in the spread. I just felt called to flip that over. That's what this energy is giving. It's not a, oh gosh, what's gonna happen? Like I need this to work out. It's you knowing, especially with this 9 of Cups on the bottom, it's already working out. It's actually, so you can taste it. You can see the results you want. You can see the things that, you know, you left behind in the 8 of Cups give way to what it is you have desired and what it is your heart wants so badly in that 9 of Cups wish fulfillment, that you're like, come on. But what do you do in place of that anxious tapping your foot energy? You start to work your own magic. You start to transmute those feelings into, all right, well, if I'm not seeing it in my physical yet, then it's not that you have to do more work or do more to deserve it. You know it's coming in. The magician doesn't doubt that their magic works. The magician knows their magic works because they've tested it. It's been fortified over time. So you at this current time, or at least the message the spirit is giving me so far, is you gotta get out of your head. You gotta get out of this solitary, isolated, like, I'm not doing enough, or I need to do this, or I need to do that, impatient energy. You got to do it so you can actually sit in and then call in this 9 of Cups energy that is just around the river bend. Okay, word to Pocahontas. Now let's flip over the rest of these cards. Oh yeah, we have the Fool, and then on the other side, bookending the 7 of Pentacles, the 4 of Swords. You are stressing yourself out. You hear me? You are really stressing yourself out. You are honestly making it worse. You are making whatever it is take longer because you are sick about it. And I get it. This is a new beginning. You know that you are on the precipice of something life-changing. You know you are at the door of something that is scary but exciting, and you're scared not because you're frightened, but because you're like, ooh, this is new. I don't know what's on the other side of it, but you do know what's on the other side of it. But you aren't going to get to the other side any quicker by keeping yourself up at night, stressing, just, oh gosh, what do I want to do? And so it it also feels like the 4 of Swords is telling you, lay your ass down. Stop minding spirit's business. Stop minding the business that don't pay you. Stop trying to watch the seeds bloom and seeds grow. Gender inclusive. It really don't take all that. And not only does it not take all that, that is what makes all of this take longer. That is what makes it, more stressful on you, right? I try to practice the exercise, and I say try because I'm not always successful at it, but in doing it, the repetition, I get better at it, and it becomes more of a default. And I've noticed that it's become more of a default in certain circumstances. When you start to imagine the worst case scenario, I want you to do it. Let it use you, right? See it, and then let that be. And then conversely, spend however much time you just spent imagining the worst case scenario on the best case scenario. Yeah, that's what I want you to do. I'm also thinking about, this is so specific, so it's for the people though. Did you watch This Is Us? As an OG Sterling K. Brown fan, okay? Randall means something to me, and so did Beth. Let's be clear. What was it? As the car alarms confirmation. Bandle, that's what I'm gonna call. That's what I'm calling. Bandle meant something to me. And one of my favorite things that Bandle did, or Beth and Randall did, was Randall was particularly anxious. He was, straight up. And Beth was in her own way too. They just expressed it and moved through it differently. And I do think that has something to do with Beth's like artistic dancer energy, but that's neither here nor there. They would go through worst case scenario, and they'd come to the other person and be like, damn, I am really stressed or really anxious about what's gonna happen. They say, all right, talk me through it. And they talk through the worst possible instance of whatever it is they're talking about, right? And I just had a little stomach ache, a little stomach cramp situation, so you may have a very sensitive tummy. It went away, but clap that tea. Yeah, anxiety, man. Notice when anxiety and stress is affecting your body as well, because it's all connected, all right? And in fact, our body actually gives us signals way before our brain even processes them. But just a little note, catch it. I really, really loved that practice, and I do that practice with myself and intend to do that with the future partners of mine. And I would love the inverse. I continue to do the inverse individually, and I'm also going to do the inverse with my loved ones, which I actually kind of already do this with my friends and family as well, where, okay, let's say you spend 5 minutes doom scrolling, thinking about the worst possible scenario of whatever it is you just did. That means you also need to put 5 minutes of energy into the best case scenario. And if you notice you can't spend the equal amount of time thinking about the best things that can happen, there's clearly an imbalance there. And the only way to fix that, it's a muscle. It's got to be repetition. So if those 5 minutes of picturing the best case scenario feels like pulling teeth, add 2 more minutes, make it 7 minutes. You need to start feeding your brain new visions, new ideas, new ways of imagining things working out for you in order to combat that anxious, oh my God, what's gonna happen? If I haven't heard about it from now, then that means it's not, leave that alone, friend. That helps no one, right? And Lord, give me the quote exactly. Where your focus goes, energy grows. Where your attention goes, your focus grows. Something like that. That is the energy that I'm picking up. And again, the magician, which you are, you got the magic in me. Word to B.O.B. Actually, anyway, you are the magician. The magician knows that their mind is their most powerful tool for magic. Period. And if you don't know, now you know. It all starts up here. Visualization, manifestation, affirmations, all the shuns, right? It starts from your mind, and then it moves through your spirit, it moves through your body. It might even come out of your mouth, come out in your journal, come out with how you interact with people, right? And the magician knows this, and they are proficient at moving that energy, at claiming that energy, in controlling their mind. And it does not mean bypass anything that may be potentially harmful or any messages your discernment may be trying to get to you. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I'm saying is recognize when your thoughts are not conducive to the reality that you are trying or desire to experience. You get what I'm saying? I always come back to this quote, word to Sam Jones, Sex and the City. I actually need to look up what episode this happens in. I just know that it's, the girls are at Carrie's house or something like that, and they're all complaining about their bodies, and Sam's the only one who's not. And she's like, I love my body. And that's a whole other plot line, but the quote that I always come back to is Charlotte saying that she likes her body until she sees a magazine, and then this little voice in her head starts saying, your thighs are so fat. And Sam or Samantha says, honey, if you listen to every single little voice in your head, you're gonna go fucking crazy. Clap that tea, all right? If you listen to every single voice in your head telling you something or other, but particularly the ones that are telling you negative things, that are telling you shameful things, that are trying to keep you guilty or stuck or boundaryless, ooh, confirmation burp, then you are going to go crazy. And I don't mean the kind of crazy that spirituality woo people can get tagged as, because we are living and embodying and imagining beyond the immediate realms of our reality. But I do mean you will mess up your own mental health. You will mess up your own mental wellness long before anyone else does. And again, that is not acknowledging the conditions that make us inclined to mental illness, all right? I know you know that, but just in case this gets into the purview of folks that want to try to put 20 on 10. I said what I said, and I was clear about what I said. Man, we haven't even flipped over all these cards, so let me flip over these last two. Yeah, I know that's right. We have strength, and then the 7 of Swords reversed. What did I say? Another 7 card. And this time the 7 of Swords is one of suspicion. It's one of, with the Sun upright in the deck. Exactly. It's a card, 7 of Cups reversed. You are very much in, and then 10 of Swords reversed when I cut the deck. What am I? You can't make this up. So first, let's focus on the strength. When you make good, when you come to terms with the baser parts of yourself, with the lower vibrational parts of yourself, with the, beast in you that may get a little mean, may get a little abrasive, may get a little anxious, may get more than a little of any of these things, but insert the things that we tend to suppress within ourselves or feel the need to hide, feel the need to run away from. As you start to make amends and really become friends with your inner, I wanted to say demons, but I know everybody doesn't resonate with that language. And it's not just that, but I want to be clear here, because they're not always demons, right? Don't let nobody tell you the gunk that's in you is not of the human or even spiritual experience. As you start to make amends with the aspects of yourself that society, for one way or another, or that you yourself do know are not conducive to the kind of light and life that you would like to live, when you are well aware of them, and not only aware, but can operate from those spaces and not let it consume you, that is how you get out of this paranoid, looking over your shoulder, I can't trust nobody, I gotta get it out the mud energy. And when you do that, that's when you're able to experience the warmth of what you want, of sunshine, of being made visible, right? We cannot be legible to others if we are not legible to ourselves. And there are aspects of ourselves that when we try to hide still will come out, because often you get the opposite reaction of what it is you want. So even, this is very specific. So thank you, Spirit, for this channel. Think about lying. Think about, being mistrustful of other people. Often we have a higher sensitivity to our less savory ways of acting because we know we have the capacity for it, right? And when we ignore those things about ourselves, when we suppress them, when we push them down, when we don't address them, that is actually when we can attract or call in situations that bring them out tenfold, 20-fold, 100-fold. You get what I'm saying? So when you run from a certain reality or a certain truth about yourself, life will put you in a situation that makes you face it. But you are stronger, right? You are stronger than you know. You are stronger than you allow yourself to believe. Again, it starts with the mind. The body follows the mind. Oh, I thought I had to sneeze. And in doing so, when you put down all these damn swords, when you finally decide and realize, I don't have to do so damn much. I don't have to think 1,001 steps ahead. I don't have to, because I am the magician. I always have the tools that I need to get done whatever it is I need to get done, but fuck the doing. I always have the tools I need to be okay. Period. That's it. As you know that, as you live from that, you allow yourself to be seen in a radical way. You allow yourself to take that jump off the cliff, and not in a harmful way, but in a trying something new, doing something new. And again, you call in the newness, the new journey that you desire quicker, sooner. Ooh, all right, fell on the floor. 10 of Wands reversed on the bottom. And the 6 of Swords, yeah, exactly. And I think that's so funny considering this is reversed, so it's almost forcing you to go back to this place. Where are the people, places, and relationships that you can seek refuge in? Where are the people that want to support you in this journey? Oh my gosh, my stomach hurts so bad. I'll be right back, y'all. Hey, y'all. Temperance, 3 of Cups. Don't be afraid to purge a little bit. And I do not mean that in an unhealthy, disordered eating kind of way. I mean, when your body tell you gotta go, do that. And then you will not only feel better, but you will have the strength you need to continue the work that you are doing. I know that's right. Come on, Spirit. Thank you for speaking to me. This wanted to come out. 2 of Wands. So yeah, on the other side of this, really it's mental. This is giving very much your own mental battle as you are watching the world around you, your reality catch up to you. Hold on. Okay, I had to make sure the mic was on. That was going to piss me off. Hey, you, by escaping mentally with the folks in your life, what was I saying about Beth and Randall? By allowing yourself to go there with support and not just withstand the rain, withstand the storm in your mind by yourself. That is then how you are refilled and replenished so that you can continue the work that you are doing and strike a new balance and plan ahead, look ahead, have something to look forward to and not feel so anxious about what's to come. Honestly, I feel like that's the message, Spirit. Is there anything else that you would like me to share with the collective at this time? This was an impromptu message and I feel like it came through. It came through. This is our weekly collective reading. All right, I feel this. Whenever you see this, this is clearly meant for you, but I know I will be balanced. I know when I will be posting this. 4 of Pentacles reversed with the 6 of Cups on the bottom. You already know what it's like to Three of Swords reversed as I cut the deck. Hold on, I want the thumbnail. So, trouble don't last always. Trouble has actually moved past you. The storm has gone. You, on the other hand, have been caught up in old ways that you've used to showing up. We have the Page of Swords, right? On the bottom, can't make this up. The King of Swords. You are the one underestimating you. You are the one not allowing yourself to really stand in, Seven of Wands. Really stand in or ground really into the magician energy that you have. You haven't given yourself enough credit for how far you've come, for how much you've already done, and you are minding spirit's business. You are preoccupied, looking over your shoulder, not realizing the chains been loosed. Not realizing success is in your hands. Success is already here. Success is imminent. You are on the horse. You're on the horse headed towards success. You so busy thinking ahead about that Seven of Wands, getting defensive, like, oh my gosh, well, what is it going to be like last time when I fumbled? I'm not trying to hear that. All right. What you need to be doing, Empress energy, loving on yourself, pouring into yourself. What makes you feel good? What makes you feel okay? High Priestess, Death. This also came out in our weekly energy forecast. So what downloads have you been ignoring that are hinting at the transformation that is imminent in your life, that are not even just hinting, but telling you straight up, this is what's happening. This is how you need to prepare. When I look at the High Priestess, particularly in this deck, on the bottom, and I put her in the middle of the deck. So clearly she wanted to come back out. Thank you. That's a serious lady. That is a serious lady. You see her on her laptop. She got the moon literally right there with her and her cape on, her power cape with the thigh highs. All right. And I think there's so many messages here, with the first being, don't be afraid to put that shit on. Like I said, the High Priestess also precedes the Empress. So we already know how that go. But in doing so, in getting on your Zoom, again, it's not always about productivity. It's not always about how much can I do. The High Priestess is here for the downloads. The High Priestess is here for the emails from Spirit. High Priestess is here to remind you and reflect back to you that you have the answers. You ain't got the answers. Wait, don't let nobody tell you you ain't got the answers. You always had them, all right? And don't let yourself be the one to tell you you don't have the answers. You always have them. You do. You do. So that is the message I have. This is going to be our weekly collective reading, but this is giving a seasonal situation. This seems like a period in time that we, because I am a part of the collective, are in where we're trying to hold our focus. We're trying really, really hard to will things into existence. When, affirmation, I honor the beauty of stillness. When really the things that are coming to pass are happening when it seems like things are just sitting still. It was just windy outside my window. I was watching the leaves and the branches go back and forth, and now it's calm, or at least to the common eye. These are higher branches because I live on a higher floor, and they're just moving, fluttering back and forth. And that's what this feels like. If you were looking up, you wouldn't be able to tell that they are moving. It looks still. But there is beauty in this stillness. You see the... Grab it. Catch it. You are being asked to honor the beauty of the stillness, or so it seems, as everything is falling into place. Once you do the magic, you don't look and say, okay, when's it happening? And this is definitely a message for me. Once you do the magic, you don't say, all right now, any day now. No, you do it, and then you let it emanate. You let it take effect. You chill, you rest, all right? Because it is no little feat to pour your energy, to pour your heart, to pour your desires into something. Oh yes, these are beautiful. Another affirmation for us. We're gonna have 3. I cut the deck. I am in control of my life, and I am capable of creating the life I desire. I need to be reminded of that often, but clearly all of us do as a collective. And last but certainly not least, I value myself in the highest regard, and it shows. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. So make sure you are honoring the stillness that is present in your life right now and not filling in those gaps with anxiety or filling in those gaps with worst case scenarios. And also remember that you are the magician. You are in control of your life and capable of creating the life you desire, of attaining that 9 of Cups. And you already know it's coming. And because you already know it's coming, you move like that. You what? Value yourself in the highest regard, and it shows. And as you start to do that, I promise you the world around you is going to react. And now you can't see it, but the wind just picked up. And so I'm going to take that as the final messages for this here collective reading. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like a personal reading with me, I do general life, love and romance, and career and development readings, as well as custom creativity readings for my artists, entrepreneurs, content creators, my mothers, my fathers, my janitors, my teachers, my band leaders, my music directors, my DJs, anyone ready and willing to delve and dive deep into curating and cultivating their creativity. Thank y'all. I'll see you in the next one.